Chapter 2. The Sovereign Ledger. Auditing the Cost of the Drift.
Every accounting process begins with a confrontation.
You cannot balance a ledger if you are afraid to look at the numbers. Yet, if you are like most people, you have spent years protecting yourself from the reality of your situation by simply refusing to do the math. You look at your gross salary, you look at your title, and you tell yourself that you are doing well enough. You mistake the steady rhythm of a paycheck for financial health.
But a paycheck is not health. It is a painkiller. It numbs the quiet awareness that you are trading your life at a massive discount. To break out of the drift, we must strip away the emotional narrative and look at the cold, clinical physics of your economic existence. We must construct your sovereign ledger. Let us begin with the first math problem, exposing the illusion of the 40-hour workweek. We are conditioned to believe that we sell 40 hours of our week to our employers, but this is a severe error of omission. When you sell 40 hours of your prime energy to a corporation, the true transaction is much larger. To find the actual cost of your labor, we must account for the unbilled margins of your day. First, we must add the 5 hours of unpaid preparation and grooming, the time spent getting ready to present yourself as a functional unit of production. Second, we must add the 10 hours of weekly commuting, hours where your body is tense, your eyes are locked on the brake lights ahead of you, and your mind is operating in stressful neutral. Third, we must add the 5 hours of decompression. This is the essential, numbing downtime you require at the end of each day just to lower your cortisol levels, quiet your nervous system, and return to baseline so you can sleep, wake, and repeat the cycle tomorrow. Suddenly, your 40-hour sacrifice is actually a 60-hour extraction. Now let us look at the money. We start with your paycheck, but we do not stop there. First, we subtract the automatic deductions, the taxes the state claims before you ever touch the fruits of your labor. Next, we subtract the direct costs of maintaining the job itself, the fuel, the vehicle depreciation, the insurance, and the parking. Finally, we subtract the convenience tax, the premium you pay for processed, rushed convenience because you are too exhausted to cook, and the expensive clothing you purchase simply to look professional in a room you do not want to be in. What remains is your true net surplus. Now, perform the critical calculation. Divide that true net surplus by the 60 hours you actually sacrificed to obtain it. The resulting number is your real hourly rate. For most who perform this audit, the resulting number is shocking. It is often less than half of their official advertised hourly wage. But once you know your real hourly rate, your relationship with the physical world undergoes a profound shift. You stop looking at prices in terms of currency, and you start looking at them in terms of time. A $1,000 phone is no longer a $1,000 phone. If your real hourly rate is $10, that device does not cost money. It costs 100 hours of your finite, conscious life. It costs 2 full weeks of your physical vitality. When you purchase that screen, you are not buying a tool. You are signing a contract to give away 2.5 weeks of your future to own a device that will be obsolete in 12 months. Every luxury item, every subscription, and every casual convenience must be weighed on this scale. You are not spending paper. You are spending your life. But time is only the first column of the ledger. The second column is attention. Time without attention is a hollow vessel. You can have all the free hours in the world, but if your capacity for focus has been shattered, you are still a prisoner of the drift. Look closely at where your attention goes when you are not working. The average human today spends 4 to 5 hours a day staring at a glowing rectangle, consuming a relentless digital static engineered by teams of behavioral psychologists whose sole job is to keep your eyes locked on the glass. Over a lifetime, That averages out to nearly a decade of conscious, awake existence spent watching other people live their lives, while yours quietly slips away in the dark. This is not recreation. This is a quiet, voluntary lobotomy. You must realize that your attention is the raw material from which wealth is built. Every time you surrender it to an algorithm for a hit of cheap dopamine, you are donating your primary building block to a company that monetizes your distraction. You are enriching them while bankrupting yourself. To reclaim your life, you must make a decision. Take a blank sheet of paper and draw a single line down the center. On the left side, write the cost of the drift. On the right side, write the price of sovereignty. On the left, write down the habits of your current life, the easy comfort of the couch, the mindless scrolling, the relief of fitting in with the crowd, and the illusion of safety that your job provides. This column is comfortable, but the payment plan is brutal. It is paid in small, daily, imperceptible installments of your potential. You do not feel the cost leaving your account today or tomorrow. But at the end of 20 years, you look back and find a total bankruptcy of the spirit. On the right side, write down the habits of the sovereign life, the early mornings, the silence of study, the discomfort of learning high-income skills, the vulnerability of building an asset, and the isolation of leaving the crowd. This column is uncomfortable, but the terms are fair. The price must be paid in full, and it must be paid in advance. You cannot negotiate with the right column. You cannot buy sovereignty on discount. But once the price is paid, the asset you build is forever yours. It cannot be inflated away. It cannot be automated, and it cannot be fired. Look at the two columns. You are paying for one of them right now, whether you realize it or not. There is no middle ground. There is no neutral territory. Now that the ledger is balanced and the true cost of your drift is laid bare in cold, indisputable numbers, the denial is dead. You know exactly what you are paying, and you know exactly what you are losing. In the next chapter, we will transition from the ledger to the drawing board. We will take the raw, reclaimed material of your time and attention, and we will begin drafting the precise, unyielding blueprint of your escape. The audit is complete. It is time to design.